would do such a wicked thing? That man should die. That man should pay 4 times of what he has done. And Nathan was like, you are the rich man. And David was sorrowful. So like, God, hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So in case this is your first time of watching the video, you are welcome. I'm Esther Keto, and so today's case was sent to me by a cherished viewer, and I'm so excited to discuss it because this is the first time on a case that has been sent to me by you, one of you. So in case you want me to share my opinion on what I think about cases, any cases that you have in mind, kindly send it in this email that I'll put in the description box, and also you'll see it down here. So let's get right into it. So I'll read the case, I'll read the issue, and I will say what I think about it, and you will also share your opinion with me. So I want the comment section to be very interactive. Yes, so let me start by reading the issue today. What do you make of this story I'm about to share with you? So you and your friend, who is also your roommate, which you practically do or share your stuff with. Okay. One day, your sister came to visit you, and then she brought your favorite candy or snack to you and left. You shared your favorite candy or snacks with your friend equally. Okay, you kept yours in your bag while your friend and also roommate enjoyed hers and finished hers. The following day, you saw your friend taking some of your favorite candy or snack from your bag without your permission. When you confronted her, she denied it. She didn't know you saw her. So the first question is, what will you do or say to her since you saw her take your favorite candy or snack from your closed bag without your permission? And the second question is, what would you have done if she had admitted or confessed to you when you confronted her? So this is a very interesting case we have for today. So for us not to be confused, I decided to give the names of the parties involved. So I gave the name of the person whose sister came to visit her. The name would be Equia. And the lady who took the candy will be called Amma. So no disparity or no discrimination here. It's just names that I just decided to use. So don't come and beat me in the comment section. So the first question is that you saw her take the candy. First of all, you've given her her portion. You are not obliged to give her what you gave to her, but you decided to give it to her, and yet she decided to steal yours. It is stealing. She took it without your permission. So Amma decided to take a QS toffee without a QS. So for the first scenario, I believe trust has been broken. When you see someone take something that doesn't belong to them, or what else have you taken that I had no idea that you took? My mind will be running like, now my trust in you is broken. I don't think I can trust you anymore because you have denied taking it. First and foremost, you took it without my permission, and secondly, you are denying it, lady, you see. And the second situation, if she had admitted to you, what would you have done? I would be so glad. You see, even though you have taken my stuff without my permission, I would appreciate the fact that you have acknowledged that what you did was wrong. And then that is when we can reconcile. Like, I'll be like, oh, but you could have asked me. You can take even more. That would be a very nice situation. These two questions brought in mind two personalities in the Bible. That is King Saul and King David. So let me give you a snippet, or a little history about King Saul. So the people of Israel wanted to be like the other nations. The other nations had king that ruled over them, and they were saying to Samuel, who was the prophet then, that they want someone to rule over us. We want someone to rule over us as the other people have. So do something for us. So that was when King Samuel spoke to God, and God said that the people haven't denied you, Samuel. They have denied me. So instead of me ruling over them directly and distinguishing them from other nations, I will bring someone who would rule over them. And even that person will even take so much from them that they still said, we still want it. We still want a king. They wanted to be like the other people. Then came Saul. So Saul, the beginning of Saul's story in the Bible was like his father sent him, his father Kish sent him with the other servants to go and look for one of their sheep, which was missing for several days. So King Saul went with the servants, and then one of the servants said that we searched everywhere, we can't find this sheep that we are looking for. Why don't we go and speak to a prophet, a man of God who is a seer? They actually said a seer, to help us find him. And Saul was saying that we have no offertory, we have nothing to present to him. And the servant said, oh, I have some coins here, I have something to present to the seer. So there is nothing to be worried about. So when they got to the place, they met. Eventually, they asked around, and eventually they met Saul, and Samuel anointed Saul, and then he showed them where their sheep was. So he was like, "Don't worry about the sheep. The missing of the sheep wasn't a coincidence. It was ordained by God for King Prophet Samuel to anoint Saul and for him to be king over the Israelites." So fast forward, Saul sat on this throne, this majestic throne, and then God instructed him to kill his enemies. That God said that kill every single person, get king, kill everyone. Saul decided to kill some and leave the king and other fattened cattle and other heads. So what the instruction of Samuel was that he will come and offer sacrifices to God. But when Saul saw that the people were leaving him, he decided to make that sacrifice on his own. And it displeased God so much. It displeased God so much. And he instructed Samuel that look at what this guy has done. He has done something he's not supposed to do. You are the one who is supposed to make sacrifices for me, not him. So Saul rose up, he came to the place and he asked Saul, what is this I am hearing? I'm hearing the bleating of cattle. Well, what is it? And Saul was like, I have done what God says I should do, but we've waited for you for several days, and then when you didn't come, then I decided to sacrifice this because the people were leaving. And someone was like, why do you do that? I told you I am coming, even if I have delayed. It is not your place to do this. God is a God of principle. He hasn't instructed you to do it. Why do you do it? And this guy was like, but the people were leaving me. They were leaving me, so I had to do something. And besides, you haven't even done what God had asked you to do. You didn't kill every single person that he told you to do, or you didn't. You understand. I don't want to be, so you didn't do this to every single person he had instructed you to do. And secondly, you did something, you are not the one supposed to do it. He wasn't humble. To me, that's what I see. He wasn't humble enough to accept his wrong, that I have sinned against God. What he could say was that, yes, so I know I've wronged you, but you still come with me so that the elders will see that you have indeed done sacrifice to God. His own life was like, let me be a people pleaser. That's how I see it. Saul wanted to be a people pleaser. The person you should please is God. Even when you have the prophet Samuel has told you what you have done, immediately you should apologize. You shouldn't let it be like, but I saw you do this. You shouldn't bring the evidence before you say that watch me. I surrender. No. No, what you did was wrong. Just acknowledge and let's ask for forgiveness. You see, then God took his spirit away from Saul and took the kingdom from him. But the amazing thing is that Saul ruled for over more than 30 years. But the spirit of God was not with him for so many years. So even though he was a ruler of this kingdom, he didn't have the spirit of God. How scary is that? Is like someone is ruling over you but doesn't have the spirit of God. So fast forward, God had chosen David to be the next king of Israel. And for the summit that I stated, you can find it in 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 9 onwards, where you can see how Saul was hesitant in accepting his wrong. So fast forward, let's move to David's issue. So David became a king after so many trials and tribulations. Saul wanted to him, and he wasn't successful because God was with him. So after all these trials and tribulations, David finally became the king of Israel. And then at one season, one time that the kings were supposed to go to war, David decided to stay home. And when he was walking and he could see outside of his home, and he saw a woman that was already married, and he decided to go in to lay with her. And unfortunately or fortunately, the woman got pregnant, and she informed a servant to tell King David. This aspect, like this fact baffled me, because I was like, hey, so if someone tells you that King David has impregnated me, like how would you have felt? Like, was there gossip in the palace? I was just thinking aloud, you see. So they told King David that this woman that you laid with is pregnant. He knew that the woman was married to Uriah. And Uriah, that time there was war. So they came to the palace and he told Uriah, like, you should go home, go to your wife, you see, rest. And the man was like, no, the servants are sleeping at your doorstep. Why me? Why should I go? He didn't go to his wife, he slept at the doorstep. The second time, David made him drunk so that it would entice him to go to his wife so that something will happen and they'll put the baby on him. But this man didn't go. What dedication. This man didn't go. And eventually, David was like, my last option is to do this to him. And he did it. He asked Joab, his army leader, to send Uriah to the place, to the field that was very strong, and they should retreat so that the enemies will kill him. You see how sad it is. Yeah, so your enemies will kill one of your own people. That was very sad. They brought him the letter that Uriah had died. So he thought that was it. That was what was going on. And later on, Prophet Nathan came to him and said that he gave him a parable. He gave him a riddle. He was like, there was a city that there was this rich king that had cattle and sheep. And one day the king had a visitor. But there was a poor man that had one female lamb that he cherished. He placed him on his lap. They shared food and plates together. They drank from the same cup. And the king, receiving this visitor, went to take the female lamb of this pauper, this poor man, and killed it and gave it to the rich man. Then David was furious, like, who would do such a wicked thing? That man should die. And that man should pay 4 times of what he has done. And Nathan was like, you are the rich man. Then David was sorrowful. It's like, God, I've sinned against you. I am sorry. Forgive me. He apologized, he was repentant, and then God told Nathan to tell him that I have accepted that you have repented, but your children will do what you did. You did it in secret, but your children will do it in public. You see, but the kingdom will not be taken away from you, as the kingdom was taken away from Saul. God took the baby away. David cried, prayed to God, interceded, but unfortunately, God decided to take the child. But later on, as David married you, they gave birth to Solomon, and Solomon was one of the wisest king in time or in that time. And so he wrote so many wise books. So he was a very wise man and the richest king during that time. So when I look at these two comparisons, in this life, we all make mistakes. You see, no one is perfect. But the fact that you acknowledge your wrong, you are acknowledge your mistake and ask for an apology to say that, oh, I'm sorry that what I did was wrong. It will go a long way for trust to be regained. But even if you don't know that you have been caught, like your conscience, just acknowledge, because if you deny it, I will never trust you again. No, the trust is broken. If it's precious or valuable things, I'm not going to leave it around again, because even candy, you've lied. How much more other valuable things? What will you do? So for me, I believe that it was very wrong for the lady to have denied that you took the candy. And besides, I have given you some. Isn't it selfishness? I've given you some already. You have finished yours. You want to take some? Fine, come and ask me. But you to still to deny, then there's something wrong with your character. So you just have to check it. So this was when I read this story, this was the two people that came in mind that either repented immediately when they were confronted of their actions, or dragged it for evidence to be brought before them, then they surrender. They'll be like, I am sorry, forgive me. You see, so this is what I think about this issue. What do you think about it? What do you think? What would you have done if someone had taken something from you without your permission and still denied it? And also, if they are taking it without your permission and acknowledge that they had done something wrong, what would you do? So this is it for this case. Kindly like, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget, people who are amazing help others to be amazing. Thank you.